Good morning, everyone. I'll be presenting a rare case of congenital macular teratoma of the eye. Teratomas are tissues which are composed of different tissues derived from all the three germ cell layers. Orbital teratomas are rarely seen and are usually present in the left orbit with a more female preponderance. Clinically, the tumors are present with a rapid progressive growth, proptosis usually unilateral and without an intracranial involvement. Today, I'll be presenting a case report. 7 years old boy presented with a progressive swelling in the left eye since childhood. Examination revealed mass which was soft and cystic in nature. It was located in the medial aspect of the left orbit, and no bruit or pulsation was present. There was no perception of light in the left eye. On slit lamp examination, microcornea and rudimentary eye structures were present in the left side. Data examination. On the MRI, retinoblastoma was suggested, but on B scan, cystic fluid with rudimentary eyeball were present. So clinical diagnosis cystic eyeball was made, and the patient was planned for cystic fluid aspiration, which was followed by an intravaginal steroid injection. The cystic fluid was aspirated about 30 ml, and it was sent for cytological evaluation, where it was suggestive of malignancy, and the cystic fluid did not show any presence of a KOH culture or any gram stains. The patient did not present with any swelling on the first post-operative day, whereas there was the cystic swelling started again from the second post-operative day. The patient was then planned for enucleation, and the enucleation eye was sent for histopathology, which highlighted the features of mature neuroglial tissue, fibrocollagenous and vascular proliferation with adipose tissue, along with areas showing granular epithelium and mucin secretion, along with the mature cartilage, which was suggestive of congenital mature teratoma. The patient was follow up on the second week, and the socket was clean and dried, and following which an ocular prosthesis was fitted. Coming to discussion, teratomas are masses composed of wide variety of tissues foreign to the anatomic site from where they arise. They are usually benign and have been divided into four groups: complete orbital fetus in fetus, incomplete second fetus including spine, true orbital teratomas were with the three germ layers, and dermoid tumors with only two germ layers. Histopathologically, most of the teratomas are found to be comprised of two or three embryological layers, namely ectoderm, mesoderm, and endoderm. The tumor is called a mature teratoma if the neoplastic tissue is uniformly grown and resembles adult tissue. The surface ectoderm is predominantly germ cell layer observed in the orbital teratomas. Cysts filled with keratins and adnexal structures such as hair follicles, sweat glands are also present. Neuroectodermal tissues may include primitive neural tubes, choroidal plexus, ganglia, and glial elements. The second most common layer is the mesoderm, which is represented by muscle, bone, fat, and cartilage. And the endoderm is the least common, which may produce cysts in the respiratory and gastrointestinal systems. Teratomas are more common in females and more common in the left orbit. The clinical features of these tumors include unilateral proptosis, fluctuating mass, lag of thalamus, causing increased palpebral fissure, thinning of the eyelid over the masses, and absence of communication between the cyst and intracranial. The eyes may be a normal development, but later may exhibit degenerative changes secondary to displacement of the teratomas. Transformation is always present, and accumulation of secretions within cystic spaces causes the rapid growth of the tumor after birth. The optic nerve may be enclosed or adherent to the tumor, leading to a secondary optic atrophy. And orbital imaging highlights a benign orbital teratomas as multiloculated cystic swellings with a mixture of variety of tissues, usually containing calcification, fat, or bone. The differential diagnosis to rule out a dermoid cyst, so cephalocele, lymphangioma, the treatment is to save the eye, to encourage orbitofacial development and maintain cosmesis and retain some visions. Early interventions may help to preserve the globe and vision in some patients. However, preservation of the globe is not always possible. We are keen to report this case because it's a very rare disorder and very few reports are similar are present in the literature. Although in our case, it was not possible to retain the eye due to penetration of the tumor in the deeper structures. Thank you.
Dr. Vineet, have you seen bone tissue here?
Yes, sir.
You mentioned cartilage has been seen, but bone tissue.
Sir, bone tissue was exactly not present, sir. Cartilage was seen in the histopathology, sir.
Okay, what type of calcification it is? Dystrophic or metastatic calcification?
Dystrophic. Hello.
Hello. Any other question from
Dr. Vineet?
Yes, sir.
Do you have MRI images or ultrasound images?
No, sir. Actually, sir, I wait. I'll check once.
Sorry?
Wait, one second.
Oh, it's not about checking. Do you know
Yeah,
about?
it should be there in the presentation actually. When you are presenting a case like this, then ideally you should have imaging pictures also along with it.
Okay, sir.
Beneath, it's a good attempt,
Yeah,
but
Dr. Shah.
yeah. The thing is, whenever we have to have a confirmatory diagnosis, we need to have all aspects of investigations put in place.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, good. So next time when you present, I mean, you don't have to go and look for it in the case records. Please ensure that all of these investigations are put in place so that
Yes, ma'am.
even those who are listening, even we can learn from all your presentations. It's
Sure,
more
ma'am.
about learning. Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Dr. Shah, may I ask you a question?
Yes, sir. Yes.
It was a very interesting case that you presented. My question is that if you suspected retinoblastoma before the diagnosis of teratoma was weak, why was a needle put into the eye and aspiration done?
Sir, the MRI findings were suggestive of retinoblastoma, sir, but on a clinical examination, sir, we were not convinced that it is a retinoblastoma, sir. Because also we spoke to the radiologist, sir, he was also not sure it is a retinoblastoma, sir.
So when it was suspected, even though the clinical suspicion was not there, the MRI suggested that the retinoblastoma could be a diagnosis. So
Yes,
why
sir.
was aspiration done?
Sir, oncology opinion was also taken for the same patient, sir, and they were not very much convinced, sir, sir, it's a retinoblastoma, sir. So we spoke to them. They are like, you can go forward with the aspiration, sir.
Okay, was cryotherapy done at the aspiration site?
No, sir.
Thank you.
Another point on aspiration also, Vineet, is that cytology is never 100%. You never
Yes, ma'am.
get the cells, whatever you require. And that should not be, manipulating your approach.
Yes, ma'am.
I think a little more scrutiny in this would be helpful.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr.